Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 2 Remastered. This is 115 speaking and I just couldn't leave you hanging this close to the finish line. Let me welcome you to the Dragon's Lair. In this level, as you can already see, it says secrets found and not even none, just a hyphen. It's because there are no secrets to be found in this level, nor the game's epilogue. That's it for the secrets as far as floating islands and the entire game goes. We are, however, gonna get our hands on not 24, but 25 goodies. And that's because this is the level where Lara's finally gonna get her hands on the bloody Dagger of Xian, and yet it's the only object that doesn't count as a pickup. Doesn't that just drive you crazy? It does drive me crazy, absolutely. We're even gonna see it floating in the bottom right corner of the screen when we get it, but for some reason it's just not one of the pickups. I have a theory why, and that's because the pickup animation is a bit different, but I just don't want to spoil the surprise in case you never played this level. And also we are gonna finish off the 11 enemies present in this level, and also unlock 3 achievements. You can already see that the fire safety icon on this stat screen. That's because we are finally in the penultimate level of the game gonna conclude this nasty business. Ever since the diving area and then making massive progress in the deck level, it took us getting to the Dragon's Lair to unlock it. Or if, like I suggested in my deck level, you actually use the level skip cheat to get here and already unlock it, then you're fine, right? But in case you do it without cheats, like is the case in my Steam playthrough, then yeah, this will be when you'll finally unlock it. Hopefully it will work out fine. On top of that, there are gonna be 2 more achievements pertaining to the final boss and beating the level. Okay, so that's it. And of course, goes without saying, we're gonna beat it without using a medpack. Now, let's see and take a gander through our surroundings. This is where we finish the floating isles, although it doesn't quite look like it. Let's get our hands on the goodies around here in case you'll need them. In case Lara does end up being set on fire and you didn't save or don't want to load, they will of course come in very handy. But the weapon here mainly will be grenade launcher, M16 and Uzis. Let's now get the M16 because the moment we cross this threshold, the spearman on the other side will wake up. Okay, so let's take care of him real quick. There we go. And if we press the lever where he was, the spearman that we just passed by that was petrified will of course wake up. And Lara's already aiming, okay? Good girl. Now, this is no biggie. The problem are the 2 spearmen around us. And the problem is they're both gonna wake up at the same time once we press this lever. Again, if you are playing the original Tomb Raider 2, I can't recommend it enough. Blow them up first whilst they're still petrified. 4 or 5 grenades should just about do it. And then press the lever, okay? You should get your kills counted, although you will probably experience the explosive kills glitch, where instead of 1, you'll get 2, 3, 4 or 5 kills registered per each. It's a bit of a mess, to be honest. Oh, that was a close call. Oh my god, how am I still alive? Whew. Okay, we got 1 hit. That is still within acceptable parameters. Really happy with how that turned out. Again, grenade launcher is your friend here. M16 is great, but not for maneuverability. And honestly, even grenade launcher is a sort of double-handed weapon. But the fact that it doesn't fire continuously, only for lobbing grenades when you press the action key, no even need to hold it, that's what makes it still usable in these situations. Now, I'd recommend getting the Uzis out and summon 2 of Bartoli's henchmen. This next room is actually full of them. There are 6, but you don't need to trigger all 6 of them at the same time. That's the trick to it, okay? You can trigger 2, and then 2, and then 2. And that's the safest way to go about it and conserve your health. Let's see. They're exactly the same guys we encountered in the floating islands already, right? Awesome, so that's 2 taken care of. Again, I do have to say it's quite a fun fight if you just charge into the room and fight all 6 at the same time and use the columns as a cover, because they'll do the same. But, you know, we need to think about conserving our health. Okay, can we pick these up without summoning more? Oh, there they are, okay. Oh, we got hit. Unfortunate. We're still fine. When it comes to the final boss, to be honest, health doesn't matter. It's more about not getting hit at all, or if you do get hit, just reload, in my opinion. But let's see. And we'll pick these goodies up once we take care of the final 2. There we go. Actually, I always wanted to check what the knives look like that they're throwing. They're just this Well, that looks like a spear tip almost. You know what, let me take a picture of that. I really wanted to know what the projectile looks like in both original and remastered. There we go. Okay, let's not forget, we haven't looted this guy yet, alright? Exactly, Lara. Now, over here we have medpack. Oh, and in case you're wondering, do you really need to kill these guys to progress? In case you're doing your time trial run, well, you do need to kill at least one of the final pair to get your hands on sort of a fully combined Mystic Plague, right? So this has the full symbol, the dragon and the circle as well, alright? And again, we can put it in, and the symbol on the lock mechanism, yeah, it's combined now. So unique lock for all three of them, which is pretty damn cool. Let's put it in. And the final dragon seal has broken. Before we go any further, and this is very important, let us just make a save here, pretty please. And now, I'm gonna show you how to conclude the fire safety business, okay? We are gonna let the final boss set us on fire. But I think it'd be really neat to take a look using the photo mode, what's happening on the altar over here, because yep, we reached Marco Bartoli. There he is, having the worst hangover of his life. I don't know why this is a funny picture, but maybe I'd like to do it, yeah, just like this, you know, just a normal dude lying around. Nothing special, huh? Although this way we'll get to see the dagger, which is a huge nail in the original for some reason. That's odd. Here they fixed it for it to be an actual Dagger of Xian, right? Now if you approach him, which, I mean, you should if you want to kind of finish the game, this will start happening. Very unfortunate. Ah, let's try to net the dagger. Oh no. Yep, all according to the plan. Fire safety is ours! Catch fire from every possible enemy and extinguish it in water. And in case you are wondering what's inside the water, plethora of goodies, okay? So there we have it. I'm so relieved we got the fire safety. Every achievement that spans multiple levels and multiple videos with a lot of time in between that makes me nervous, because I don't want to find out in retrospect that I misled you somehow and told you something works that doesn't, okay? But we have the fire safety, which is truly awesome. Let me show you how to do this boss fight properly and also unlock the No Fire Grill achievement, okay? Because we're gonna let the boss breathe fire on us 5 times, but miss every single time before finishing it off. Okay, there we are. By the way, I kind of just want to show you what will happen if you try to go directly and pick up the dagger. Come on, Lara, there's your prize. Just rip it off his chest. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Miss Croft, please get it. Yes, so this can happen. I really just wanted to show you that. Oftentimes, actually, we'll end up with our back broken, but there you have it. Now, I'm really gonna try and take a good screenshot of Marco Bartoli in his fully transformed form. But it will be cooler. Yeah, exactly. So we don't want the fire to yet get in our way, but we already want to take a picture and... Oh, there's a little black and grey tongue in its mouth as well. That is pretty scary. And look at those eyes. In the original, it looked like they're bleeding. This was truly terrifying. Here, yeah, pretty good job, I have to say. And still the same golden scales and a red line going across its body. Now, I'm gonna try and capture this to the best of my ability, because I really want to focus on the head more than anything else. So maybe this, although we can see him clipping through the pillar, but it's not gonna get better than this, okay? Now, question is... Yeah, I was about to say, can we beat him with this much health, but no. But yeah, I think it was worth it just to show you what happens when you try to go for the dagger. You will end up being blown back and clipping through the pillars. It's pretty damn funny. Now, let's do this properly and unlock the Fire Grill achievement. I do recommend Uzis for the fight, although you can still get your M16 out, but Uzis are just fine, and it should give the dragon an opportunity to breathe at you 5 times as well. Let's do a manual count. Okay, that counts as 1. That counts as 2. That is number 3. Now Number 4. And number 5. You got this, Lara. Haha, no grill today. And what's more, the Dagger of Xian. Now, what's happening now is that Hale's health is regenerating. You need to make it to the belly and pull it out. In the original Tomb Raider 2, this was incredibly difficult. There would be clipping issues, you could hammer the action key and nothing would happen. It was incredibly random. In the remasters, they seem to have tweaked it somewhat so it works kind of flawlessly, and if you have the action indicators enabled, it will also pop up here and as a bit of a hint for new players that this is what you're supposed to do, right? What's more, I want to show you the statistics. We have 12 out of 24 pickups, and let's now get our hands on the Dagger of Xian. See, it's floating in the bottom right corner. And we have it in our inventory, our prize, the gorgeous Dagger of Xian. It had a pretty cool model even in the original. This is what it looks like in the remasters, even more gorgeous. But what annoys me is that we are still at 12 out of 24 pickups. Come on, guys, this is a pickup. It even floated on the bottom corner of the screen. Nevertheless, the really cool thing about it is that we are now facing a dragon skeleton. And it succumbed just as it did in the introductory FMV cutscene in the Great Wall of China, which I think is just incredibly cool. But let's not forget, we want all the souvenirs from across the globe, so let's get our hands on the remaining 12 goodies in this pool of water, okay? And the moment we reach the stat screen, we'll unlock this level's third and final achievement, so it's no biggie. It's a very easy boss fight. I find it easier than Natla was. Well, that depends. I find it more difficult than Natla in original Tomb Raider 2, and I find it way easier than Natla in Tomb Raider 1 Remastered, because in the remaster they did something to Natla's movement pattern to make her a bit of a more formidable foe, as opposed to the original, okay? I think this should really be it. Not sure if there's any goodie I could have left out. Let me check the screen. Yes, 24 out of 24 and 11 kills, wonderful. But of course, it's actually supposed to be 25 because of the Dagger of Xian. I fixed it on the floating screen and I'll fix it on the stat screen, okay? You have my promise. By the way, in retro achievements, there was a fun achievement to set Lara on fire and beat the level like that. Yeah, this was your opportunity to do it. But here we don't need to. And just a final few obstacles, hopefully. Let me save here, because there's one more falling debris that can potentially kill us, but also I want to have a level end save at the Dragon's Lair. And let's observe what happens to Lara. To the sins and fortunes of Marco Bartoli.
To the sins and fortunes of Marco Bartoli.
Wonderful. So, we beat Dragon's Lair under 10 minutes. We got our hands on all 25 pickups, not 24. And I'll fix that when we see the final stat screen for the entire playthrough. And we killed all 11 enemies. I guess technically you only need to kill one of the henchmen, wielding the Mystic Plague, and then the dragon itself, although bypassing the Spearman, I can't imagine how that would be done. We avoided using a medpack, and what's more, we unlocked all 3 achievements of this level. Very happy about that. Oh, and by the way, in case you were wondering, the FMV you just saw will actually play after the in-game stat screen. I intentionally just put it there now, so that you'll see it before we are at the stat screen, because now that we are in the stat screen, I would really like to say thanks to my amazing patrons. Blank Goople, Mick, Severin Trex, Marek Mallet and Katie Danger, thank you guys so much for being my Winstons and for treating Lara to a pot of Chinese gunpowder tea. That's the most important tea when facing a dragon. A big thanks to my caretaker Winston, Michael McConkie. Thank you so much for supporting the channel in this way and also treating a cut when Lara was playing around with the Dagger of Xian. Whilst she didn't stab herself in the heart, who knows what she would turn into from that wound, which you successfully disinfected, preventing a mayhem. Next, I would like to give a special thanks to my veteran Winston, Andrea Paviglianiti. Thank you so much for your support, sir, and also for throughout the years being an absolute drill instructor to Lara when tackling her assault course. This prepared her for dodging all the falling debris and fire when escaping from the dragon's lair unscathed. Mostly, she still fainted. And finally, I would like to give a very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your generous support of the channel and also for singing so many lullabies to Marco Bartoli, which kept him asleep long enough for Lara to reach him just as he's about to awaken. Without your lullabies and her Uzis, there would be a disaster. He would get out and the world would be thrown into chaos. So thank you again for keeping us all safe from that freezer. And thank you to everyone who has made it this far. Well, I say far, it was a very short video. Nevertheless, we've almost beaten Tomb Raider 2. However, there is still one more level to tackle. A bit of a nice epilogue, a bonus, and it will go out with a blast. Oh, and one more caveat whilst we're on the stat screen. The floating text told you that we unlocked 3 out of 4 achievements, and that is because the pistol's only very hard-boiled achievement already unlocks in this, the Dragon's Lair level, not the final one, because there the pistols do not appear, okay? So you might be thinking that if you combine your pistols only and time trial run, you'll unlock both achievements when you finish the game with that run, but you'll unlock very hard-boiled achievement 1 level early, and that is here in the Dragon's Lair, and we haven't done that yet. Be on the lookout for a dedicated video to that kind of run. But first and foremost, I would like to make preparations and cozy up because I will see you all next time in our home sweet home. And until then, happy raiding!